All right,
Mhm.
guys. I'm recommending this book. It's a great book. It's fantastic. David R. Card. I'm sure I've sold thousands and thousands of this book for David. I don't know whether he knows of me, but I've used this book since 2012 many times in my presentations. You'll see it popping in and out, and to show how it is that we can actually help people by looking at their faces and determine what salts they require to get healthy. This is just awesome, this book. It's rich with information, and you can see people's, if they've got black under the eye, or they've got little red veins on their face here, or they've got crow's type wrinkles here. It's funny, you see a lot of people in their 20s and 30s that have a lot of wrinkles here in the eye, and these are cell salts. It's
Mm.
basically their star sign, and you can quickly note, you can say, look, you're deficient in potassium phosphate, and they'll turn around and go, how did you know that? Oh, I just know. If you take potassium phosphate, you'll get rid of those wrinkles or whatever, and you can stun people with your beautiful wisdom, astrological wisdom, and help them heal themselves without giving too much away. Because as soon as you say it's astrological wisdom, they poop themselves, because it's supposed to be a pseudoscience, isn't it? You see, everything's upside down. All right, so what we're going to do is we're probably no, you know what I'll do? I'm going to start with Aries. I'm not going to go with this book. Unfortunately, this man here needs to be educated in one thing. Everything starts with Aries. I know he has lumped all of the salts together. So all your phosphates and all your potassiums and all your calciums, he's put them together. But this is terrible. It's
Yeah.
terrible. When he re-edits this, I hope people send him a message from Santos Bonacci personally that he must start with Aries and finish everything he does with Pisces. Keep the pattern, the universal pattern, alive. All things begin with Aries, the Lamb of God. All things. It's the number one sign. It is the I am. So the first thing that should be mentioned in this book, because it's astrology that's more important than anything else, the cell salts are secondary to astrology. And so astrology must not bow down to the cell salts. The cell salts bow down to astrology. Everything bows down to astrology. Aries is number one. And so this book should have started with Aries as number one, not Cancer, calcium fluoride. Okay? So it's very, disturbs me so much. It's just so wrong. But it's the best book because of the beautiful photos, and hats off to this guy who's done so well. But get on astrology, man. Get on tropical astrology, please. Aries is the beginning of all things. When you do that, then you will understand nursery rhymes, political speeches, fairy tales, gospels, cosmologies, mythologies, the universe, chemistry, alchemy, mathematics, numerology, gematria, Kabbalah, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism. You will understand everything. As long as you understand the sine wave, everything starts in Aries. All things, the universe begins in Aries. Your thinking starts in Aries. Your speech starts in Aries. Everything starts in Aries. So, what I need to do is go to Aries. Unfortunately, I'm not going to comply with this book and start in Cancer. So I'm really going to be doing a disfavor to David and this book, but at the same time giving it a great plug and getting him some sales because of the good work he's done. But I hope you all get disappointed with the way he's put it out there, starting with Cancer. It's just totally ridiculous. It just goes to show lack of understanding of science. May have a lot of wisdom in cell salts, but get your astrological wisdom out of the way, done first before you do anything, before you drink your next cup of water. Here it is. Now, if I had it on PDF, you'd be able to enlarge it and see, but this is the man, Adam Kadmon, in the sky on the ecliptic, and all of the cell salts are wrapped around that ecliptic, and they are produced by the sun when the sun is in those signs, and they are, as photosynthesis gives us life, so does these minerals give our bodies activation, energy, life force, etc., and we exist by those 12 tissue salts. So there are 12 systems in the body. Cerebrospinal system ruled by Aries, lymphatic system ruled by Taurus, centered in the cerebellum. Aries is centered in the cerebrum. Gemini is the lungs, the twins, or the arms, the twins. And so each of those zodiacal signs has a salt. And so Aries is potassium phosphate, the highest vibrating of all the salts, potassium phosphate. You need it for your cerebrum. If you're not taking potassium phosphate, you may find that your brain is lethargic, you have short memory, you can't remember things, and basically your thinking will be deficient. So potassium phosphate is the highest vibrating of the salts. Here are some of the deficiencies, guys. The woman has sunken temples and cheeks and raised eyebrows. This is a severe Kali-phos deficiency born out of a history of anxiety. The red cheeks are a sign of a Kali-mer deficiency. So that would be potassium. Mer is potassium chloride. That's Gemini salt. The red cheeks are a sign of Kali-mer deficiency. So the red cheeks, Gemini. Kali-mer deficiency. She has a ferrum phosphate deficiency, noted by the dark circles under the eyes. Okay, that'd be me. But my dark eyes are due to being Aryan. Okay. Study your Aryan friends. You'll see a lot of them. And even Librans get this too. My son has this too, this dark eye thing. He's Libran. But this axis of Libra and Aries tend to cause the blackness under the eye here. Okay? In particular, Aryans. The blackest eyes, Aryans. And especially under the eye. So, ferrum phosphate would be iron phosphate. That's the Piscean salt, guys. Get familiar with these salts. Okay, Pisceans salt is iron phosphate. Aries is potassium phosphate. She has a reddened chin, which indicates a NAT-phos deficiency. Sodium phosphate, that's Libran. So that's the red chin. The red chin is sodium phosphate deficiency. That's Libra. Okay, guys, more photos. What kind of deficiencies do you see here? So let's have a look at the deficiencies, shall we? This man has sunken temples and cheeks, and the nervous system symptom of the right eye's raised eyebrow. So you see the raised eyebrow? These are signs of the nervous person with a severe Kali-phos deficiency. That's potassium phosphate, guys. The waxy appearance is a calcium phosphate deficiency, Capricorn, calcium phosphate. The waxy appearance. So let's have a look at the waxy appearance. So if you're getting a waxy look, that's calcium phosphate, Capricorn salt. Large pores on the nose are indicative of NAT-mer deficiency. NAT-mer, sodium sulfate. No, sodium chloride, Aquarian salt. Okay, so let's spend some time there. So large pores on the nose. Have you seen all these people with these big pores opened on their nose? Okay, well, they need salt. Sodium chloride. Simple. But not that stuff that you buy at the shops. That's the Schussler salt. And that'll fix that up. So again, let's just read through that again, shall we? This man has sunken temples and cheeks, and the nervous system symptom of the right eye's raised eyebrow. These are signs of a nervous person with severe kaliphos deficiency, potassium phosphate. The waxy appearance is a calcium phosphate deficiency, a Capricorn, calcium phosphate. Let's go over to this guy. This man has slightly sunken cheeks and temples, showing a kaliphos deficiency. So the sunken cheeks again. Okay, so we're looking at a lot of sunken cheeks here and temples. So the temples here, falling down, cheeks falling down. Amazing, isn't it? Potassium phosphate deficiency. Who'd have thunk it? The shiny forehead indicates silica deficiency. Sagittarius. The red chin is a sign of nat phos deficiency. Again, we saw that before in the other guy, remember? Red chin, sodium phosphate, Libran salt. Okay, see that red chin? I see that in a lot of people. They need sodium phosphate. Okay, so again, sunken cheeks and temples, showing kaliphos deficiency. Okay, potassium phosphate deficiency. This one's dealing with Aries. So we're specifically looking at Aries here, guys. And potassium phosphate. The sunken temples, the sunken cheeks of the Arians. And most of them will have a deficiency. Unless they're getting that from their diet or supplementing it, they will have these deficiencies. Last picture for Aries. This person has metastasized cancer and has a yellow cast to his skin. There are also definite sunken temples. Temples are sunken again. These outer signs point to a severe kaliphos deficiency. Again, Aryan deficiency. There's the ram. The stress of cancer has caused the severe nerve deficiency of kaliphos. So potassium phosphate serves to strengthen the nervous system, guys. Good for the nerves, the cerebrospinal nervous system. We've done Aries. Potassium phosphate is the salt for Aries. Sunken cheeks, sunken temples. Those are the main ones for Arians. Really? Yeah, a little bit of anxiety, I think, is one of the causes too, contributes for Arians. Again, sunken temples, sunken cheeks. All right, so let's move on. We're going to Taurus. So Nat Sulf, we're looking at Taurus, guys. Okay, all you Taurians. Pay attention. The greenish cast around this subject's mouth points to a Nat Sulf deficiency. See that greenish cast? It's pretty clear. The reddish chin is a sign of Nat Phos deficiency. Sodium phosphate. Libra, again, the red chin. Are you Librans with red chins? The large pores are a Nat Mer deficiency sign. So large pores again. Nat Mer. What are we looking at there, guys? That's sodium chloride Aquarius. Okay, large pores. So for large pores, we've already learnt from the Aries examination, is a deficiency of salt, table salt, sodium chloride. But I wouldn't be taking any salt that you get from the supermarket that has been heated up. It is destructive to the veins because the heated up salt actually has very, very sharp edges now. Here we have another one. What do you see there? Look at those wrinkles here. That's Taurus. The woman's eyes have large eye bags representative of severe natrium sulfate deficiency, which is sodium sulfate for Taurus. The crow's feet at the edge of the eyes are calcium fluoride deficiency. That's cancer. So, of course, if this individual is Taurian, they will also be deficient in Cancer salt because it goes Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So those are the three Taurian deficiencies by nature. No questions asked. They will be deficient in those salts. So this person is definitely a Taurian to have both of those deficiencies. The wrinkles all around show a silica deficiency. So all those wrinkles, that's a silica deficiency. Okay? But this one in particular is calcium fluoride for cancer around the eyes, those crow's feet. All right, here we have another one. Taurians, pay attention. This woman has large eye bags, a sign of nat sulf deficiency. See those bags under the eyes? That's Taurus, sodium sulfate deficiency. The redness of the nose is also sodium sulfate deficiency. Okay, red nose, bags under the eye, Taurians. She also has dark bluish black circles under the eyes, which are iron phosphate deficiency, Pisces. So if this individual is a Taurian, they must have a Piscean weakness somehow in their chart. And I'd be easily able to find that, detect that easily. Always do, never fails. The color of this man's nose is the chronic dark red of sodium sulfate deficiency. See that color? It looks like a whiskey nose, doesn't it? It's terrible. That should never be. The brownish black circle under the eye indicates a calcium fluoride deficiency. See those brown circles under the eye? Again, same as this woman over here, bags under the eye, brown eyes, black eyes, sodium sulfate, Taurus. He has a few brown spots showing a slight kali sulfate deficiency, potassium sulfate, that's Virgo. So few brown spots, again, we saw that last one, few brown spots. That's the Virgo potassium sulfate deficiency. Alrighty, we're up to Gemini. What I will do is come back and we will elaborate on some of the other information that is in this book that is just precious. Precious to say the least. And by the way, you can just see all the deficiencies here in one hit. Yeah, some people have got all of them. They are sick. All you need is your 12 salts. You are a pillar of salt, the wife of Lot. We are made of salts. You see, Schussler, he examined the cremated remains of animals and human beings, and he found only 12 salts, always. Every cremated body consisted of 12 salts. So he did his studies, didn't he? And he administered those salts. But then came George Carey, 50 years after Schussler, and Inez Eudora Perry, his associate, and they wrote books together. Please see my presentation called Secret of Secrets, the Elixir of Life Hiding in Your Body on YouTube for free. And all I do is read out of this book and teach how astrology combined with the cell salt deficiencies can make you one healthy little critter. Silica. See that shiny head? You shouldn't be shining. It's not a gloss. The human organism does not glow like that. It's a different glow. So that's silica deficiency. Now we're looking for Gemini, guys. Potassium chloride. Gemini, cell salt deficiencies. Have a look. Geminians have the worst skin by far. Cancerians are next. Why? I don't know, but sometimes I pick Geminians from the skin. Not all of them. Some of them have beautiful skin, but usually their skin, and it's potassium. I would say it's the potassium chloride. This photo clearly reveals the typical Kali-Mer deficiency. Notice the acne, rosier-like cheeks, and the nose with fine spider veins. Super fine spider veins. She also shows a nat sulf deficiency of lower eye bags. So we're going back to Taurus, those eye bags, the Taurian eye bags, guys. You know how many times I've picked them? Scorpios and Taurians with those eye bags? The Scorpio-Taurus axis. Remember one thing, you always look at the axis. So you've got to study Arians and Librans together. You can't just study Arians on their own. So the Taurians are studied with Scorpios, the opposite sign. Always look opposite. Cancer is always studied with Capricorn in mind, and vice versa. Leo with Aquarius and Virgo with Pisces. Okay? So you'll see that Aries and Libra axis, they're very, very similar. Similar salts, similar energy, cardinal, they're always similar. So you know how many times I've been caught, I've tried to pick people's signs and I've said, pick their signs, and it's always the opposite one. And then when I try to tell them, well, you have to understand that the axis, I'm using the axis to guess your sign. And because they don't have any understanding of astrology, they think, oh yeah, well, you didn't guess it, did you? Ah, ha, ha, ha. Again, this is how people bury themselves in their own ignorance by refuting and denying and naysaying intelligence when they see it, and they can't see it for looking. Because they already know that astrology is a pseudoscience, isn't it? It's been degraded by the materialists. The materialists put astronomy before astrology. That's a real science. Jupiter's a solid ball up there somehow. It turned from a luminous demigod, intelligent light being of sound, to a rock in space by these dickheads called scientists, astronomers, materialists. And the true science, astrology, they go to their grave. They never learn anything about it because it's from the devil. It's a pseudoscience. Very smart. And yet here is all the proof. Here is the proof. How many Sagittarians have I seen with shiny foreheads and red around their nose? They've always got this red around their nose, you know. That's silica deficiency. Sagittarians suffer with it all the time. Astrology rules. It rules all things. And if you want to play ignorant and be ignorant and not notice these things, well, go ahead. And this is why people go to their graves having experienced only 1/1000th of what they could have experienced, because they don't know astrology. This woman has a milky coloration of her eyebrows, a sign of Kali-Mer deficiency, potassium chloride deficiency. She has a Kali sulfate deficiency shown by the brown eyes. So again, we're going to the Virgo again, the brown. Virgo is associated with this brown coloring on the face for some reason. The deep set eyes show a silica deficiency. Deep set eyes. Okay? Silica deficiency. You want to get those eyes popping out a bit more? Take silica. The nose has large pores, indicating of nat-mer deficiency. So that'd be sodium chloride, Aquarius. Again, those pores, those big open pores, salt. Salt will close them up. That's the Aquarian deficiency. More Geminian stuff. This cheek shows the Kali-Mer redness with the more severe deficiency of symptoms of spider veins. This is sodium chloride, man. Geminians, how many Geminians have I seen? I just look at that and I say, okay, can I guess your star sign? Yeah, you can, sir. Gemini? Yeah, how did you do that? Clever guess. Thank you. See you later. Yep. Yeah, Geminians, they cop this really bad. And they need potassium chloride, guys. If you see Geminian that's got this, even Sagittarius, opposite, get a lot of this for some reason. Sagittarians also get this skin problem. There is also a greenish overlay of a chronic nat sulf deficiency. This man has liver problems. Greenish overlay of chronic sodium sulfate, taurine. that greenish taurine deficiency, sodium sulfate. This woman looks okay. She's definitely got silica problems here. That's Sagittarius. She needs to look after this. The hint of redness of the cheek indicates kalium deficiency, potassium chloride deficiency, Gemini. That's the red. She also shows kalisulf deficiency in the brown coloration. Again, the brown for Virgo, potassium sulfate. You can see that here, can't you? Here is another red overlay that shows a mag-phos deficiency. Magnesium phosphate is Leo. We haven't touched that yet. Leo. So red overlay shows magnesium phosphate deficiency. The shiny nose indicates a silica deficiency. Remember that shine on the forehead, the shine on the nose, that's Sagittarian silica deficiency. So this girl's copping quite a bit here. Cancer, we're going to calcium fluoride for Cancer. Page 17. We did that in last week's show, actually, or a fortnight ago, so I'll go really quick through here. So calcium, oh, look at those eyes. I wonder if that's taurine nat sulf deficiency. I think so. Something wrong with the eyebrow there too. Okay, a close-up of this eye shows a typical calcium fluoride raised wrinkle in the corner of the eye. Is that this one here? I think it is. Maybe not. Okay. The eye has the deep-set silica look, very deep-set silica look. The waxy colouring around the eyes shows a calcium phosphate deficiency. Calcium phosphate. Oh, the Capricorn. So, Capricorn. The waxy colouring. That's right, all the waxy look. The waxy look is Capricorn, calcium phosphate. Yeah, that's right. The shiny look is the silica. So the waxy look, that's Capricorn, guys. As soon as you see that on someone's face, that waxy look, get them on calcium phosphate. This waxiness covers an underlying red layer of skin. The red layer shows a magnesium phosphate deficiency. The half eyebrow is a possible indication of hypothyroid condition. So this half eyebrow, hypothyroid condition. I would say, I don't know. I always thought that the thyroid was ruled by Taurus. That would be nat sulfate, so sodium sulfate, but I might be wrong. Okay, here, the cracked tongue and the teeth. Have a look at that. It's ghastly. And all the little spots on the tongue. Calcium fluoride, guys. These are what Cancerians suffer with. I've seen a lot of Cancerians with this. Cracked tongues, the teeth. This man's teeth are very translucent, characteristic of calcium fluoride deficiency. The tongue pimples are a sign of a nat phos deficiency and possible outgrowth of candida in the body. Calcium fluoride deficiency. This picture shows a severe calcium fluoride deficiency with the fan-shaped crow's feet. There is a waxy kali phos deficiency. Again, calcium phosphate for Capricorn, the waxy look, noticeable above the eyes. There it is, the wax. Looks like a marble sort of sculpture. That they look waxy, you know, those marble sculptures. That's the Capricorn calcium phosphate deficiency, guys. The bag under the eye, the lower eye, indicates nat sulf deficiency and can be a sign of kidney or liver problem. So Taurus again, the baggy eyes. How many of those have we seen so far? And here's the last one for Cancer. We're getting through. All right, what do you see here? Well, this is what we see. The brownish black circle under the eyes exemplifies a calcium fluoride deficiency. Again, brown, which is usually a Virgo, brownish black. This man also has a silica deficiency indicated by his deep-set eyes. He also has a liver problem, and his yellowish-brown liver sign can be addressed by using kali sulfate. So potassium sulfate, which is Virgo. Again, the yellowish-brown Virgo things that you see on the face. Deep-set eyes, silica deficiency. Okay, Leo. The pussycats, the lions. This man has the overall red face of severe magnesium phosphate deficiency. Okay, so it looks like mag phos and silica are good for the redness. He also has large eye bags. Oh yeah, look at those bags, man. That's Taurus. Indicative of nat sulf deficiency. Okay, you're starting to get the hang of this? The chin shows a nat phos deficiency. So sodium phosphate for Libra. Red chin, again, we've seen lots of these already. That's the Libran chin. The shiny forehead points out a silica deficiency. Look at this poor woman here with that red. That's magnesium phosphate, man. This woman's red face is a sign of severe magnesium phosphate deficiency. The dark circles under the eye is a ferrum phosphate deficiency. Remember the Piscean iron phosphate black eyes. There is a waxy appearance indicative of calcium phosphate deficiency. Again, that waxiness of the Cancerian look. She's got a bit of that waxiness there. She's also got large pores here, which is Aquarian sodium chloride, NatMer deficiency, clearly. So I don't know why he didn't mention that here, but I guess this poor woman's got enough. I'm sure she'd... Yeah, she's got three deficiencies. The eyes, she's got this, but she could fix that in a few weeks with massive doses of those salts. I've experimented with the salts, and I've corrected certain things in myself. So, you know. And besides, I get people from all around the world writing to me, telling me how they've corrected all of their facial deficiencies within weeks, sometimes months. And so I would suggest you have a good look at your chart and see what other salts are deficient. So take your 3 salts always, and then have a look at your chart. And if there are any bad aspects, especially with the malefics like Pluto, Saturn, and Mars, and Neptune, and they're squaring or opposing or retrograding, grab those salts, man. Take those salts. Don't play around with your health. You are a pillar of salt. You are made up of these 12 Schussler cell salts. This man has a chronic red face showing a severe magnesium phosphate deficiency. The nose is overlain with the deep red of a nat sulf deficiency. Sodium sulfate, Taurus. Again, Taurus is also red. Interesting. A lot of signs are red. Have a redness. Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, and Taurus, it seems, so far. I'm learning. The nose is overlain with the deeper red of nat sulf deficiency, which also includes lower swollen eye bags. There are some subtle brown spots of kali sulfate deficiency. Virgo again, the brown, the kali sulf, the potassium sulf. Oh no, kali sulf is potassium. Yeah, that's Virgo. That's Virgo. Yeah, potassium sulfate is Virgo. And that's the brown look that he has as well. This woman here, yeah, there's a bit of brown here, bit of brown, the eyes, bit of silica here, I think, and a little bit of the calcium fluoride or magnesium phosphate for Leo. Let's have a look. The woman has juvenile diabetes. Such cases often exhibit the red cheeks of magnesium phosphate deficiency, guys. There you go, mag-phos. Under stress, the cheeks get redder, which is a characteristic of this deficiency. There is an overlay of brown spots showing a kali sulfate deficiency, again, the brown of Virgo. Potassium sulfate supports good liver function, and many diabetics are challenged by poor liver.
Can I just
And
ask a quick question while it's in my head
yeah,
about what you were saying? It's relevant to this. Is it good practice to just take the 12 bioplasma cell sorts?
no, it's
Okay.
not. When you're lazy, you do, but it's counterintuitive and counter effective. You've got salts that work against other salts. So there are 4 humours in astrology. Okay, in the Vedic Ayurvedic system, they have 3. They have Pitta, Vata, and Kapha. But we have 4. We have hot, cold. Those are the 2 active humours. And you have 2 passive humours, which are moist and dry. So each salt is it has either one active humour, it'll be either hot or cold to the body, and it will have also a corresponding, or not necessarily corresponding, but it will have a passive humour, which will be either moist or dry. So Jupiter, for instance, Jupiter is hot and moist. That's why he's the greater benefic. Everything hot and moist is life-giving. Okay, when it's hot outside and there's moisture in the air, it's wet, the plants grow. Saturn, on the other hand, his humours are both dry and cold. Do you know anything that grows when it's cold and dry? Try putting your plants in the cold and not giving them water. They'll die. That's why Saturn is death-dealing and Jupiter is life-giving, because he is hot and moist. Everything is expansive with Jupiter. And so all the salts, they're all different. They will be either hot and dry or hot and cold. Hot and moist. Or they will be cold and dry or cold and moist. And you have all of these, and so if you take all the 12 together, some of them just get cancelled. So what you do is you buy the 12 separate, and you take them throughout the day separately. Okay, we're going to Virgo. All right, we're going to see a lot of brown spots, I guess. That's the Virgo kali sulfate deficiency, as we've already learned. So here we go. This is how you can tell the facial diagnosis of the cell salt deficiency of the Virgoan. Okay, this kali sulfate deficiency is seen from the brown spots on the cheek. There is also a severe calcium fluoride deficiency seen on the outer edge of the eye. Look at that eye. How would you be if you had that? Now this woman looks relatively young too, you know. You really don't need to deal with these wrinkles. That's terrible. With a developed crow's feet. So remember when you see those crow's feet, do you remember which that is? On the eye there, fanning away like that? Cancer. Calcium fluoride. Fluoride is good for your skin and good for your teeth, guys, but not sodium fluoride that they put in your water. That is toxic. Calcium fluoride. The lower eye bags indicates a NAT sulf deficiency. So sodium sulfate for Taurus. Remember the lower eye bags. See those eye bags she's got? Those are really big. Really big. That's Taurus, guys. Okay. You can see what this girl's got under the eyes there. That's a Piscean. I reckon that's iron phosphate deficiency. I might be wrong. Here we go. Let's have a look. This photo shows severe kali sulfate deficiency. Okay, so potassium sulfate for Virgo deficiency. Both brown freckles and also white patches. Brown freckles and white patches. Generally, one would see either an excess or a lack of pigmentation with the kali sulfate deficiency. This subject had both. One can also see a brownish black circle under the eye, pointing to a calcium fluoride deficiency. Okay, I picked it as Pisces, both water signs. So it's obviously a water deficiency too. Calcium fluoride deficiency, those black things under the eye there. Right, have a look at this poor guy. This man's face with brown spots on the temples also shows a kali sulfate deficiency. He also has chronic redness of the area below the eye, a nat sulfate deficiency, sodium sulfate, again that's Taurus, the redness below the eye. The area above the nose has large pores of, yeah, you guessed it, the large pores, Aquarian NAT-MER deficiency, sodium chloride deficiency, salt. Get that salt in you if you've got the big pores opening up. The crow's feet on the outer eye also indicate severe calcium fluoride deficiency. Again, this guy's got those wrinkles there, look at that. Calcium fluoride will fix that. And look at that one. There's a brown Virgoan. This woman's face shows an aggressive brown spots or melasma that showed up after taking birth control pills.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, oh yeah. This is a kali sulfate deficiency caused by estrogen imbalance and may also indicate weak liver function. Under the eye, we see some large pores, typical of, who's going to help me now? The large pores, I've hammered it already, so you should know by now. Aquarian salt, sodium chloride, air Aquarian salt. The large pores. Get that salt in here, guys. All right, guys, we're up to summer shine, all days sign, Libra. So here we go, girl. And what is it? Sodium phosphate.
Oh.
If you have my sync rotor wheel or any of my charts, I have them on all my charts, so you can memorize these. I've memorized them. It's very easy to memorize. Memorize your own first. So your Librans, sodium phosphate. Opposite Aries, potassium phosphate. So obviously the phosphate has to do with this tropical cardinal signs of fire and air. Phosphate, high vibrating salt.
And isn't the third one silica, or am I mistaken?
That's for Sagittarius. Yes.
Oh.
Your third salt, you need silica, absolutely. And then you need Scorpio in the middle, which is your second salt. Scorpio salt is calcium sulfate.
Okay.
So you are now going to learn your 3 salts here, Summer, and all Librans listening in. All right, here we have the Librans. NatPhos for short, for sodium phosphate, okay? This woman's chin is red with acne, characteristic of severe NatPhos deficiency. The tip of her nose is shiny, and the skin is translucent above her right eye, which shows a silica deficiency. Of course, if she's Libran, she will have silica deficiencies. The brownish circles under the eyes are a sign of calcium fluoride deficiency. Oh, brownish circle under the eyes has got nothing to do with Virgo in this instance. It's Cancer. The redness of the cheeks are indicative of kali-mer deficiency. So that's potassium chloride, Gemini. So the red cheeks are Gemini deficiency there. Okay, this guy, Libran. The pimples on the right side of this man's face show a NatPhos deficiency. He also has the bluish-black circle under the eye of ferrum phos deficiency. Remember, iron phosphate is Piscean. We'll get to that at the end. The last sign is Pisces. Okay, so those black eyes, again, Piscean iron phosphate deficiency. There is a red forehead from magnesium phosphate deficiency for Leo, and the shine of the foreheads is a silica deficiency symptom. A shiny forehead, silica deficiency. So these people are probably meat eaters, and the meat stifles the production of the cell salts, and then all these symptoms occur, all these pimples and stuff. Okay, Nat Foss. This photo highlights the typical red acne of Nat Foss. There is also a deficiency of silica noted by the deep set eyes. Oh yeah, those eyes are deep set. His dark brownish black circles show a calcium fluoride deficiency. So the dark brownish black circles show a calcium fluoride deficiency. So really, the dark eyes underneath are iron phosphate for Pisces, but also Cancer, the water sign, has this darkness. And the brownness is usually associated with Virgo, but Cancer is in the middle of those two. Pay attention to that detail. The nose has large pores, indicative of, remember the large pores, indicative of what? NAT-MER deficiency. NAT-MER is sodium chloride. Which salt is that?
Is Aquarius, right?
Good. Thank you for paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
This woman has the redness of Nat Foss, Libran deficiency, and acne signs. The small yellow pimples are a calcium sulfate deficiency. Calcium sulfate is Virgo deficiency. So, no, it's not. That's Scorpio. Excuse me.
I knew it. Okay, I was about to say Scorpio, but I didn't.
Yeah, excuse me. Califos is the brownish Virgo deficiency. This is the calcium sulfate Scorpio deficiency, the small yellow pimples. So there's your Scorpios. They'll be having those, and your Librans, and your Virgoans, because you've got to get the whole three. Remember that. She has dark bluish circles under the eye, a ferrum phosphate deficiency. Ferrum phosphate is iron phosphate for which sign? Who's been paying attention?
Pisces.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Black eyes. I've got it myself. I'm a Libran. I'm paying attention.
Okay. Well, now we're going to Scorpio. Calcium sulfate. And this woman clearly looks like she belongs to the Taurian Scorpio axis. Look at the bags under the eyes. That's Taurus, opposite Scorpio. And you can see the beak, the eagle hawk looking beak. I'm 100% sure this woman belongs to either Taurus or Scorpio. And hence, since we're talking about Scorpio deficiencies, she must be a Scorpio. Simple. Probably this guy doesn't, David Card is probably not really familiar with George Carey's work, and he could do a lot better with this book, man. I'd love to help him re-edit this book or make one myself. So here I am sitting here waiting to do millions of great syncretism products, guys, and get the world educated and learned up. Okay, so Scorpio. Calcium sulfate. This photo shows the calcium sulfate deficiencies in the paleness of the chin area. This woman also has a Nat sulf deficiency shown in the eye bags. See? Opposite, Taurus. Sodium sulfate deficiency. So the axis always suffers. You always suffer with the opposite sign as well, guys. If you're Libran, check out your Aries stuff, because you're looking at Aries in the mirror. And this woman is looking at a Taurus in the mirror. So she's probably born at 6 a.m. and so she's probably got a, or born at 6 p.m. and she's got a Taurus rising. So Taurus is strong, and she might have a planet in both signs doing an opposition. Therefore, both signs are weak. Therefore, she has deficiency in those two signs. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket surgery, as my dyslexic friend says. That's not rocket surgery. It's very simple. Her wrinkles show a silica deficiency. See all these wrinkles here? That's silica deficiency, guys. The large pores on the tip of the nose are indicative of NatMer deficiency. Summer, can you help us? NatMer is sodium chloride. Which salt is it again?
That is Scorpio?
You said it before, Aquarius.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aquarius.
Yeah, I'm going pretty fast, so and don't worry. The shiny appearance on the nose is another sign of silica deficiency. See that shiny nose?
And silica.
Imagine how much. Go.
I said silica is Sag, correct?
Yeah, easy one to remember. Sag silica. So, more Scorpio stuff. The typically pale chin area and with acne breakouts indicate a calcium sulfate deficiency. Okay, pale chin again. This photo also shows a NatPhos deficiency, sodium phosphate, Libran, of red chin. You can see that red chin. And a calcium sulfate deficiency, Kali sulfate, which is Scorpio, due to the several brown spots and coloration. Potassium sulfate. No, that's not Scorpio. That's Virgo, the brown again. Turns up all the time, doesn't it? Interesting. The chin area also has some large pores indicative of NatMer deficiency. See that chin? It's got those large pores. That's Aquarian deficiency. Sodium chloride, guys. Have a look at this picture.
She looks yellowy.
Yeah, pale. Notice the pale white of calcium sulfate deficiency. Remember, calcium is pretty much white anyway. It's funny, isn't it? But calcium sulfate will stop the whiteness. You know, in Spain they put calcium, don't they? I believe. Am I correct, guys? Can someone help me on those whitewashed walls of Spain in Andalusia, on the Mediterranean? Is that calcium?
I don't know, Santos.
I believe it is, guys. Yeah, calcium. It's the whitewashing that they do. Anyway, so notice the pale white of the calcium sulfate deficiency around the lower cheek area. This subject also has a MAG-PHOS color overlay. The eyes have a greenish tinge of NatSulf deficiency. So sodium sulfate, that greenish taurian. Obviously, if she's a Scorpio, she's got the Taurus opposite. The slight vertical lines parallel to the ear are a sign of a beginning silica deficiency. So the vertical parallel lines, can you see those? I think those he's talking about these ones here going up and down vertically.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, last one for Scorpio. And we're up to number 8. Remember your numerology as well. Scorpio is all about 8. Aries is about 1. Libra is 7, balance. That's why God loves the number 7 more than anything, because 7 is the diatonic octave of creation. So learn your numbers. Scorpio is 8. Very creative people, man. Death, sexual. Death is on there, is the theme of Scorpio. Sexuality is the theme of Scorpio. Creativity, the number 8. Learn your numbers. Numerology, it's the transcendental version of mathematics, which is the, the materialist science. We're starting to get the gist of this. I mean, because we've considered all the signs anyway already. We don't necessarily have to finish by looking specifically at Sagittarius and Capricorn and Aquarius and Pisces, the signs that are left, but we'll do that because to be thorough, but we've already seen their deficiencies. So we're pretty well versed now, and we've seen the pictures, we've seen the photos, and we should be pretty competent at diagnosing deficiencies. Okay, so here we are. You can see that shiny silica thing. This man's head has the polished shine of a silica deficiency. He also has the silica deep-set eyes and a shiny nose. There is a slight waxy appearance around the eyebrows that shows a calcium phosphate deficiency. Remember that the waxy look of the Capricorn, okay? Deficiency. And you see that in the Capricorns, man. You can pick that up. Really, you can. Silica, here we go again. This is the typical Sagittarians, these ones. You see that red stuff going on. The silica deficiency seen here is the translucent skin quality of the temple area. There are also the beginnings of fan-shaped wrinkles that start from the corner of the eye with dark circles under the eye, indicating a calcium fluoride deficiency, cancer. There is a green shading indicative of NatSulf deficiency, sodium sulfate Taurus. The red dish colouring next to the nose is a Kali-Mer deficiency, potassium chloride, Gemini. Okay, the red dish colouring next to the nose. Well, I would have thought that was silica, but there you go. Sagittarius and Gemini, as I said, they have the worst skin. And Gemini is opposite Sagittarius. So I picked that as Sagittarius silica, but here he's saying that now is potassium chloride opposite. Interesting. But you always look opposite. So what you're going to find here in this Sagittarius silica deficiency part is a lot of Geminian stuff. And the skin is very much like this. You'll find it time and time again. The parallel lines next to the ear are signs of a silica deficiency. See those parallel lines? Try and avoid those, guys. Just take your salts. The greenish tinge indicates a liver problem and is a NatSulf deficiency. So sodium sulfate, Taurus. Yeah, that greenish tinge, that's always associated with Taurus. The milky red of the earlobe is a Kali-Mer deficiency symptom. So potassium chloride, again, Gemini, opposite. There you go. The milky red earlobe. See that milky red earlobe? Milk and red, two colors. That's Gemini. I see that so often in Geminis. That mixture of colors in the skin. Whoa, man, this guy here needs a lot of Aquarian salt here. Look at those pores. This woman's nose has the polished shine of a silica deficiency. This nose has large pores, showing a NatMer deficiency, NatMer being sodium chloride for Aquarius, which indicates an acid condition in the body. So that lack of salt indicates an acid condition of the body. Why? Well, because salt alkalizes. It's a mineral. Capricorn, guys. Big teeth.
Let me guess, calcium fluoride?
Probably. Yes, absolutely. You guessed it, man. You guessed it, 100%.
Woo, Hopkins!
Great stuff. Top of the class to Hakim, 10 points. Okay. The tips of the teeth clearly show the translucent quality of a calcium phosphate deficiency, So that's calcium phosphate. The tips of the teeth. See the tips? They're going translucent. That's calcium phosphate. Now, the one you picked, a calcium fluoride deficiency can also show up as translucence of the teeth. So opposite each other again. Because
Yeah,
calcium
we want
fluoride.
to point out that we're not talking about sodium fluoride, but in this case of calcium fluoride, correct?
That's right. Absolutely. So, but again, if you see this, you know it belongs to the Capricorn Cancer axis. Both have this problem. So he's admitting that in this book here. The chin is red and thus shows a Nat Phos deficiency. Libra, the red chin. There are brownish spots on the skin which show a brown. Which is the brown one again? Someone help me.
Virgo.
Exactly. Kali sulfate. Whoa, that's magnesium phosphate deficiency there, that red, and silica, I reckon. But we're on the subject of calcium phosphate here, so this is Capricorn stuff. I wonder what's going on here. This picture shows calcium phosphate deficiency with a waxy appearance. Well, we know that the Capricorn is the waxy one. We know that already, so I guess you can see that there. You can wax a lot of waxiness there and shine around the eyes, root of the nose, and into the eyebrows. The redness of the cheeks show a calimur deficiency. Oh, okay. So potassium chloride, the Gemini, redness. Here we go, Capricorn again. What do you see here, guys? Yeah. This woman shows a calcium phosphate deficiency by the waxy appearance around her eyes, nose, and forehead. She also has a Nat Phos deficiency, phosphate for Libra, because of the appearance of the red acne blemishes. The brownish black of the inner eye area is a calcium fluoride deficiency sign. The middle of the forehead has a greenish tinge, suggestive of Nat Sulf deficiency. Sodium sulfate, Taurus. Again, the greenish, remember that greenish color is taurine. I see that a lot. I'm familiar with what they're talking about here, for sure. Boy, this woman has the calcium phosphate deficiency symptoms of a waxy appearance, the root of the nose, eyes, and into the eyebrows. She has the reddish overlay indicative of magnesium phosphate deficiency, and a calcium fluoride deficiency can be noted in the raised pattern in the corner of the eyes. The bags under the eyes denote a Nat Sulf deficiency, Taurus again, those bags. Her squinting appearance, horizontal lines on the root of the nose, and short eyebrows also show a hyperthyroid condition. Hypothyroid. Such conditions accompany a weak liver. Another sign of liver malfunction in the greenish appearance, a Nat Sulf deficiency. The taurine green again. Okay, 2 more to go, guys. Aquarius and Pisces. Whoa. That's a nose job. The shiny root of the nose shows the large pores of a severe NatMer deficiency. We've already looked at this many times. The corner of the eye has a dark black coloring. Ferrum phosphate deficiency. Of course, because Pisces is the next salt. Of course, this guy is going to be lacking in iron phosphate. Of course he is. And also he'll be lacking in the Aryan salt potassium phosphate. The overall redness illustrates a magnesium phosphate deficiency. Now, isn't that interesting? Because magnesium phosphate is Leo, opposite Aquarius. Always the opposite sign comes in. You can almost guarantee that the 4th deficiency 60, 70, 80% of the time is the opposite sign. So if you're Arian, you will have Libran deficiencies over and above your 3 deficiencies. Look opposite. Always look opposite. And when you're trying to guess someone's sign, always consider the opposite sign. And I've learned now to say, I think you belong to the Geminian the Geminian Sagittarian axis, and that way I increase my chances of guessing it. What do we got here? More Aquarian stuff. This woman has a fever blister on the upper lip, characteristic of NATMER sodium chloride deficiency, Aquarius. She also has a yellow coloring around the mouth, indicative of Kali sulfate deficiency, potassium sulfate. So now we've gone back to Virgo, yellow this time, not brown. The redness and pimples of the chin and cheeks are NAT-phos deficiency, sodium phosphate, Libra. Red pimples and red chin. All of this stuff, this is Libra and all of this. This woman's nose has the large pores of NATMER deficiency. The cheeks show a magnesium phosphate deficiency symptom, red cheeks. She has yellow around her mouth, indicating a Kali sulfate deficiency, Virgo. She has the dark brown, dark circles of calcium fluoride deficiency, calcium fluoride cancer deficiency, black, dark brown circles. Whoa. The photo of this eye shows a gelatinous shine in the eyelash area of the lower eyelid and large pores around the eye. These are NATMER deficiency signs. So what are we looking at? A large gelatinous shine of the eyelash and the lower eyelid and large pores around the eyes. Oh yeah, you can see the large pores around the eyes for sure. See if I can get that on there. Isn't that amazing? Look at the large pores around the eye. There you go. The lower, okay, last but not least, Pisces. Okay, ferrum phosphate, guys. You can see that clearly in this woman's eyes here. Clearly. This woman needs iron, and so does this one. Have a look at that darkness, that struggling eye look. This woman has dark bluish black circles of the eyes that start in the corner of the eye, showing the ferrum phosphate deficiency. She also has Kali sulfate deficiency. Opposite Pisces is Virgo. Of course, look opposite, always. See, this guy doesn't know that. I'm pretty sure this guy, he does not know this. I know it because I've witnessed it. And I've learnt it properly through reading very, very good astrological books. Showing, for instance, she also has Kali sulfate deficiency as seen in the brown spots. Look at all those brown spots. Right here. Look at those spots there. The eyes are deep set, indicating a silica deficiency. Deep set eyes, silica deficiency. Pop those eyes out, guys. Take silica. This person has dark circles under the eyes that show the ferrum phosphate deficiency. The face has a red magnesium phosphate deficiency overlay. The eyes are deep set and the nose is shiny, showing a silica deficiency. But mostly we've got the, we're looking at the Piscean deficiency here of dark circles under the eyes, really. The redness is the magnesium phosphate, that's fine. And you can clearly see the silica deficiency with the deep set eyes. Okay, what do we got here? The ferrum phosphate deficiency is seen on the red ear edges. The waxy appearance on the cartilage shows a calcium phosphate deficiency. There's your Capricorn here. You can see that needs calcium phosphate bad. The vertical lines in front of the ear show a silica deficiency. This man has strong dark circles under his eyes, showing a significant ferrum phosphate deficiency. He has the overall reddish colouring of a magnesium phosphate deficiency. You'll see that a lot on Leos. You'll see that reddish face, you know. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done.
Woo! That was awesome.